Good morning, fellow traders, and welcome back to Muteki.com. It is Thursday, April 21st, just around 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What I wanted to do quickly here was some technical analysis on the Audi Japanese yen. What you can see, as we have here on the screen, is the 4-hour compression of the pair. First off, what I want to do is I want to take a look and see what is happening here in the current marketplace. And what it looks like overall in this chart is that we have currently a movement north occurring, and overall we can see here that we are in a larger movement north on the 4-hour compression. We had a pullback here on the pair, so let's go ahead here and take some fibs from this movement from the 4-hour compression and see what we can start to develop. Now first off, what I want to do is I want to fib this first movement that occurred right here, and what I want to do is I want to get some information from this, and I want to see what the market was doing. Okay, and what we can see here is that we had a pullback to the 382. We're trying to advance furthermore. So what I'm going to now do is adjust towards the movement here. And what I'm saying is that if this movement pulls back now to the 382, that will be a suspect area to look for a buy in the market. Now, where would we look for our target to be in this market? And first off, what we want to do is we want to fib the entire last movement that happened here south. Okay, and also what we want to do is we want to go ahead here and find a support from the last uptrend and see if we have a confluence of events happening at that support area. Now what we can see is that we're trading at the 88.25 area, so what we need to look for is further up above, and in this last up, this area of support right here. And notice how conveniently what we are doing is we are overlapping with the 786 fib of the movement down. Okay, so you can see that we have the fibs here in the pink color of the movement down. We have the overlap right there with the area of support from the last uptrend now acting as a target for the movement north. And also what we have is a 270 fib expansion right there sitting from the movement north from here to here. Okay, and overall what we can see is that we have a break of a single line supply line. Let's go ahead here and take a look at that, and we can see that we have that happening right here, where we can now see that we have 1, 2, 3 points. So this is a valid single line supply line, and now the break here means that we are heading north, and you can see that it has been nothing but north trading from this time. So what we want to look for once again is that area of pullback, and look for an entry once the pullback occurs on the 4-hour compression, because remember what we have in mind is that buyers buy on dips, so we don't want to buy currently at this time. Although it looks like we're wedging here, we may see a breakout, but if that happens then we won't have a trade because we need to see a pullback. Now one last thing I want to do is I want to see what stopped the market right down in this area. Was it an overall fib retracement of the last movement? So let's just go ahead here and make this a bit smaller and see what we have here in store. And we can see that the last movement here overall, that this is a entire movement from this area here to the top up top. So let's go ahead and just fib this out and see what we are playing with. And now what we can see is we have one more piece of information. Remember, we are in the information gathering business, and what we can see there is that we have a 382 retracement of the overall movement north that has occurred from this point up to this top, and we can see that this is all part of one movement right here, and that this is all one part of a retracement. Now what's interesting to take note of is that we we have a 382 retracement right here. Okay, when we take a look at the movements that we just talked about, we also see that we had a 382 retracement on the first movement right here, and now what we're looking for at this point here is a 382 retracement once again to occur to this point, to look for the bounce trade up to this area here of confluence being the, once again, support from the last uptrend. Okay, the 786 retracement of the entire movement retracement down, and the 270 fib expansion of this movement currently happening. So let's just go ahead here and take this furthermore into the smaller compressions and see what we have. Now the reason why we're taking the fibs of this movement is because we want to make sure that we're playing within a safe area, that even if this is a continuation movement south, that we have the opportunity to take it at the 786. Okay, so let's go ahead here and take this down next to our 1 hour compression and just see if we have any information here that we can gather. Now what we can see here is that we are forming what looks to be here a bullish pennant on the pair. Okay, we can overall see that in this market, but in general this 1 hour compression is not giving us any information that we need to necessarily be informed about at this time. So let's just take it down and see furthermore what we're looking at. Okay, taking it down to a 15. What we can see is that more and more is that this triangle, the bull pennant, is coming into play here. We can see that happening. Now what we said earlier is that we're looking for the opportunity to take a trade here off of the 382 if that can occur. Now if that cannot occur and we see the market break here, then potentially what we can look for is for a break here of the top here. Okay, now there is that symmetrical triangle that we were talking about, and what we could potentially look for here is a trade up furthermore to our target that we have established. And if we don't get that and we have a pullback here to the 382, that would be the best case scenario, is to look for a pullback to the 382 and then look for a bounce trade off of that 382 for the trade north. But again, what we can see is more and more evident is that we can definitely see this triangle here forming. Okay, and this triangle is going to break in either one direction, either north or south. And now what we know is how to attack this opportunity if we have a break to either direction. Now if we get a break here north, what I would look for is the movement north, not get in on the break, but wait for a pullback to come. Okay, and then from that pullback take my entry at this point, targeting up above. Now we've set our target on this pair once again here at the 89.14 price level. So from the 88.22 that we're trading, even a breakout would give us a nice trade looking from around 80-90 pips. And furthermore, if we can get that pullback to the 382 retracement coming at the 87.64, that would be a nice, very nice trade for just around 130, 140 pips to the top. So that's what you want to look for today on the Audi Yen. Just wanted to share that. And considering into the fact the average daily range of the Audi Japanese Yen, we wouldn't necessarily anticipate the full 382 retracement. We might just be looking for, once again, the break here of the symmetrical triangle that we can see forming in the market. Okay, so there's that point right there, and we can see that we have, even if we connect even further back, okay, that is what we're looking at. So go ahead and look for two trade opportunities, either the break here down to the bottom for a 382 bounce, okay, or a break here of the top of the triangle, and then on a pullback, remember always on a pullback, and then looking to target the 89.14. And if we get this break trade first, we would be placing our stop below this area here at the 88 price level, so taking it down to around the 87.93 for a stop. So we'd be having a great trade, looking at way over 1 to 3 risk reward on the opportunity. So I wanted to share that with you. We will talk to you again soon. Thanks for joining us once again. Until next time, folks, good luck and happy trading.